I'm going to put on my L stick while we talk.
You'll just have to apply your lipstick while we talk. Sometimes Allie leaves those in the social videos. I can't tell if it makes me look like the stepmother villain in like a live action Disney movie or if I like it.
Or, you know what I feel like, or what I wish I could be, is when Ursula takes that little shrimp.
Stop. I've been thinking about it every day for the last 35 years. Yes. So good. Ursula really had it going.
She had it going on. It's so true.
Mm.
You know who loves when Allie leaves it in? Is the viewers.
Do they?
They always. They do. They always comment that they love watching me do my face roller and watching us like throw our lipstick on at the very beginning.
When I made the videos, I cut all that out. I was like, no fun little behind the scenes. This is a professional podcast for serious people.
I'm afraid to be known.
Don't perceive me or understand my vulnerabilities. Anyway, welcome to Text Me Back Podcast. It's really the only podcast, that's what they're saying.
Welcome to Text Me Back Podcast, the Joe Rogan of the left. I'm Joe Rogan.
And I'm the one guy who made a really bad joke about Puerto Rico, and we all thought it was curtains for Donald Trump. But then it not only wasn't curtains for Donald Trump, he made inroads with the Latino community. That's me. I'm that guy. What's that guy's name?
Hinchcliffe.
Tony. Frickin' T-Boney.
What I wanted you to say was also, and I'm Joe Rogan, can we try it again? Welcome to Text Me Back Podcast, the Joe Rogan of the left. I'm Joe Rogan.
I don't want to do that. I thought about it and thought it would be funnier if I do this other stupid thing, which also wasn't funny. So it's like both versions weren't that good.
I thought yours was funny. I liked when you couldn't remember Hinchcliffe and then I got to say it.
Okay.
But
you got Hinchcliffed.
Now I feel like you're mad at me for trying to get you to say, and I'm Joe Rogan. Oh, Lord,
you always think I'm mad at you, and I haven't even done anything wrong.
No, if you're mad at me, if you're mad at me, I'm the one that's done something wrong.
No, because you're accusing me of behaviors I have not committed, which is hurtful to me, because it makes me think you perceive me as some sort of dickhead.
No.
Which I am, by the way. I am. But still,
no, I'm sorry. You're right. That's me laying a guilt trip, and I didn't mean it.
You're projecting upon me.
What I meant to say was, I'm sorry that I tried to military strongman you into saying that you're Joe Rogan.
You threw a military parade through the District of Columbia, and nobody came to it. That's what you did just now.
It's true. It's literally.
By the way, you know what I never mentioned? Like forever ago. Oh, it was like for his birthday, Donald Trump's birthday. He threw a big military parade.
Is the president allowed to do that?
I guess. Because what the fuck? But can I say something? The week before that happened, because that was like, I think the first round of No Kings protests was like counter protesting his ridiculous military parade, which was why there wasn't one in DC, because everybody wanted to be safe. And I think I said on the show, like, I'm not leaving my house, better safe than sorry, blah, blah, blah. Then the actual parade happens. It's the rinky-dink fucking loserous shit you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Literally, they were putting out videos of these things where you could hear this. It was so quiet. You could hear the squeaking of the tanks. And I was so mad at myself for being scared. I was so pissed off. I was like, I can't believe this Looney Tunes ass bitch, Donald Trump, made me feel afraid to leave my home when you can hear the on the fucking tires of the tank. I was so mad. I mean, again, and better safe than sorry. I'm glad I didn't leave my house, but it's like, oh, brother, what a bunch of fucking losers. It was 10 guys.
Yeah.
Damn.
But how, you can't know because remember Jan 6?
Because it was the opposite of what I did on January 6th, where I tried to fight what turned out to be a cadre of Nazis.
A murderous mob.
A literal murderous mob of Hitler youth and Hitler old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, eat shit, fuckers, on my Vespa, thinking I was doing something.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything except putting myself at fatal risk.
Yeah. You held up a big target. You said, eat my shit, murder mob.
I said, hit it here, Junior. Okay. All right. And they tried.
Yeah.
But they couldn't catch me.
Yeah, good thing those kids hadn't gotten to your Vespa yet.
Yeah, I know. May she rest in power. That Vespa got me out of so many jams. I tell you what.
That's cute. Actually, that's a cartoon. That's a cartoon that we should make. Can you make your little Vespa beeping noise?
Meep meep. Is that just Roadrunner? I don't know. But that's really
it's okay. I like
but
it
it's
when it's your
literally
Vespa.
what it sounded like. It would go beep beep. It was so fun. I love that thing. But yes, as I think I've mentioned, she was killed. Really unceremoniously just murdered right outside of my house by some teens who were trying to steal her. Yeah. They don't know that she was my trusty steed out of a Nazi rally. They don't know. Welcome to Text Me Back Podcast. Before we get into the show, which if we're being honest with you, we don't totally know what it is. We're like kind of still riding the high of Jeff. So we didn't do a good job. It's kind of like we were like, well, Jeff is the series finale. So we don't need to plan the show for the rest of the year.
Can you believe we tricked a senator into coming on Text Me Back Podcast?
So weird. Well, I hope that this isn't uncouth, but I will tell people what happened.
Yeah.
Initially, we reached out to him because we were going to be in Portland, and we're like, if he's around, what does he want to come? And he couldn't do it.
Our election show, at the Reeser, right?
Yes,
yeah.
And then we ended up getting Julie Fahey, which was she was so perfect, so good. We were so happy that she came. So, and also, I love the whole vibe of her coming on the show. She just was like, "Do you want to have me on? I'm interesting." Yeah. And I was like, "Hell yeah,
absolutely!"
I do. And she was great. But Jeff couldn't do it. So I was like, well, whatever. In what universe would a senator want to be on our fart podcast? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then they reached out to us, like kind of like 6 months later to be like, can we come on your show? And I was like, I guess. Yeah. I was like, is this that scam where they're like, come on Club Shay Shay for $3,000. All we need is the back end to your Facebook.
I got a new one yesterday from Steve-O, from the Steve-O podcast. I said,
and now they're out here sullying the good name of Steve-O.
Right?
So we were like, of course, U.S. Senator Jeff Merkley can come on Text Me Back podcast.
Yeah.
Da-doy.
Yeah.
So we were able to make it happen. And he was just such a delight, I thought. So fun.
I still don't really, I know you just told the whole story. I still don't really understand the story.
I don't really get it.
Because like you reached out because you knew someone on his staff from your political life.
From previous day job. Yeah.
And then you were like, I'll just ask. And then we said, ha ha ha, hoo hoo hoo, he he he.
That's what we said. Yeah.
And we said, okay. I just remembered I thought of a new tagline for the show, but I'll tell it to you later.
Okay.
And then they gave us a very sincere, serious response that was like, we are so sorry, but the senator is not available. It's election,
it didn't feel,
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
didn't
then
feel
it
like
was
they were blowing us off to be like, this is stupid. It really didn't.
No, they were very nice. But then we assumed that the story had ended. And then it was like they remembered us and they felt bad, or like they owed us something.
I think they really wanted to do it.
Yeah. What?
That's so crazy. But it was so fun. And they were his office is so great to work with. And Oregon's very lucky. He's a great senator. And so, as you heard, so nice and so very dedicated to making this country not be absolute shit. One thing I wanted to say, this is Department of Corrections.
Slash. We done it again.
Is that what it was? Done it again? Okay. I said, because I was sure I had read this about Cory Booker's very long floor speech where he broke many records. I said last week that they can take bathroom breaks. They just cede the floor to another senator asking a question or whatever, and then they run to the bathroom and then come back. Because I was certain I had read that about Cory Booker, and maybe they did technically it was two different types of filibustering, holding the floor. Who knows? I'm not the goddamn Senate parliamentarian. Okay.
I wish you were, Megan.
I literally wish I was, because then we would get some shit done in this country, folks.
Unfortunately, that spot is already taken by Steven from Real World Seattle.
That's what they're saying. Anyways, his staff like very jokingly and lightheartedly reached out to be like, correction. He did not get to take any bathroom breaks. In fact, like the rules state that he has to stay there under his own power. So if you're like, so say you're filibustering in the Senate and you're like, I just want to lean on this little assistive device.
Nope.
No. Banned. You lose. And then your talking is over. Yes, Lindy?
What if you're disabled?
Well, I think the definition of your own power
whatever
potentially
is your
depends on
standard.
the person. This is truly just a guess. It could be something heinously ableist in the
Sure.
rules, and I just don't know. I don't know.
Sure.
But that's just my suspicion, but I'm not totally sure. Anyway, so it's like, it sounds like Jeff was like training for this moment, like, you know, going without water for a while just to see if he could like make it. And he made it 22 hours.
Yeah.
And they also told me the only thing you can drink on the Senate floor is water. So they had to meet him after with some Gatorade. He had to get some electrolytes in ASAP at the end of the 22 hours because he was, you know, like dehydrated. So shout out to Jeff, man. I was like, So I wrote them back and I was like, was it like championship game style Gatorade bath and they did not write me back, which is so strange.
That's
but
so
if
weird.
that happens again, if you guys don't dunk Jeff in a Gatorade thing, I'll be very disappointed.
Slip and slide rolled right up to the doors of the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Gatorade is flowing.
Yes.
Jeff takes a nosedive belly flop. What do you call that? Straight onto the slip and slide, all the way down the Capitol steps.
Yep. Straight into the Supreme Court. So anyway, I just wanted to share that Jeff's feat was much more intense than we initially assumed. So shout out to Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon.
I thought you were going to say that Jeff's feet hurt.
You always think that it's the foot kind of feat, and it never is. It's the accomplishment kind of feat.
But this time it would be logical because his feet would hurt.
Wouldn't.
You know who would be good at filibustering? Me. I never drink water and I never go to the bathroom.
Bang. Anyway, so that's our Department of Corrections. You want to know some other hot news? Which we probably should have started with. Lindy, it's this podcast 2-year anniversary. Can you believe it?
It's our bicentennial, Megan.
I mean, more or less centennial, bicentennial.
This podcast was founded in 1776. And now
it's so true.
It's 1976.
Yep. More or less, this is our 2-year anniversary. We launched on November 9th, 2023. We were just babies then, infants, new to the world.
Yep. Yeah.
And now look at us, 2 businesswomen, 2 stunning BBWs.
Two grizzled, road-worn frickin' soldiers of the podcast wars.
Right. It's been a lovely 2 years. It's been hard. It's really hard to go from making a show with broadcasting professionals to making it yourself. But it's been a real joy to connect with all of you guys and to get your support. So thank you for listening to Text Me Back podcast, the only podcast.
Megan, sometimes people say, sometimes we joke, podcast company, if you're listening, this podcast is for sale.
Yes, we're joking about that.
Yeah, in honor of our bicentennial, I'd like to announce this podcast is not for sale. This podcast is...
I would like to announce the opposite. This podcast is for sale. If you are listening and you have $1 million, we will accept that $1 million. I will podcast about whatever you want, bud.
Yeah, but I don't want to be... But I don't want to go work at some regular podcast company where like they don't give us any money and they tell us what to do and they interfere.
Well, no, I don't want to sell our podcast for no money and less rights. I want to sell our podcast for lots of money and many benefits. If that sounds like you, sorry, go ahead. No, Lindy's right. We're not selling out.
No, if you have $1 million, give it to us.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will literally podcast about whatever you want. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I hate we should stop taxing the rich. Ugh.
It would be a bad investment.
No, it wouldn't be a very good one.
You would never make your money back ever.
Not a one time would you make it back.
No offense.
Not once.
To us.
Well, no offense to us. No offense to rich people, I think, most of all.
Because much like the founding fathers and the heroes of the Revolutionary War, we're a sovereign podcast. And,
yes.
and our podcast will never be taken over by an authoritarian strongman.
Okay.
Because we built it into the podcast constitution. Oh boy.
Well, speaking of authoritarian strongmen, here comes Kevin.
Megan, who are our 9 podcast Supreme Court justices?
I was just going to ask you that because, but it's definitely got to be Kevin. It's got to be Vampire Boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Brenda's Ghost. Freekaconda.
Brenda's Ghost. How many is that for?
Freek Vonk as well. Freek Vonk and Freekaconda, I think, come together.
Do they? Okay.
So that counts as 1. So we're still at 4.
Oh, great. Okay, good. Yeah. Crazy Lady Living in a Bag.
That's 5.
Big Boy, Tamara D, and Candace, they count as 1.
That's 1. Yeah, so that's 7, I guess. Or is that 6? What is going on in my home?
I think Big Ron is the Chief Justice.
Yeah. Oh, doy. Yes.
And then maybe Jeff.
Yeah, I think Jeff's got to be at number 9.
Yep.
I'm sure we're forgetting. I'm sure we're forgetting some critical people from our lore. So, because like the wizard, but maybe the wizard is Big Ron's clerk.
Yeah. Yeah. He's okay. The wizard is the parliamentarian.
Yeah, that's true.
The wizard.
That's true.
Anyway, in honor of our bicentennial 2-year podcast birthday celebration.
Speaking of years and calendars, another Department of Corrections, we followed the Gregorian calendar, folks.
That's right.
Not the Roman calendar is 10 months. Actually, maybe Lindy does follow the Roman calendar. That one's only 10 months. So I don't know. But please continue.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
Is there a Roman calendar where 10 months is 20
That's
months?
18 months. Yeah.
I would love to have 20 months. In honor of our birthday, I made up a new tagline. I think while I was mostly 98% asleep. And then I thought, wow, that's so good. And then as I'm bringing it up now, I'm realizing that it's not at all good.
And that's the promise of this show.
But it's not even stupid enough that I am going to enjoy you hating it. I kind of agree with you.
Okay.
It also feels like it's probably already something that someone else says. So I regret every part of this.
Okay.
And that's our birthday present from me to us. Text Me Back podcast. Taking shits and doing bits. Yeah. Because we're doing bits and we're taking shits.
And yeah, right.
See, it's not good.
No, it's not. But it's also not worse than anything else you've ever said in a situation like this.
It's less worse, I think. It's not my best work. And my best work
I'm saying is that
my
it's
worst work.
On par. It's on par with some of the worst shit you've ever said, which you normally like. Yes.
I did kind of, when I said it just now, my delivery, I did kind of sell it to myself even. I got there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what Kelsey McKinney said about ironically dabbing.
Yeah. I should start doing that.
No. No. Don't heed her warning.
If you're listening audially, Lindy West just executed the dopest, most dank dab. If you like taking shits and doing bits as the new official tagline, send us an email.
Here's a better one. Why don't you write in and let us know your favorite moments of Text Me Back podcast over the last 2 years? Then I don't have to hear about bits or shits. 703-829-0003 or dear textmeback@gmail.com. Let us know. And let us know who you think should be on the Mount Rushmore / the Supreme Court of Text Me Back podcasts.
You know what
I'm sure we're forgetting somebody really funny.
You know what we should do, Megan? It's funny.
Okay.
We don't have to do Congress, but we should fill out 100 Text Me Back senators. Because we definitely have like 100 funny things that we've done on the show. 100 characters.
Have you, by the way, ever tried to take that quiz where you have to name all 100 United States senators?
Megan, I can't name 9.
Buddy, it's impossible. Because half these guys don't even exist. I just did it the other day because I was like, I just want to see how many I can remember. I got to 67, which is okay, but still kind of embarrassing.
Incredible.
But it's just like, I'm out here. First of all, not as long as I live will I remember any senator from North or South Dakota or anywhere in the South not from Georgia. Georgia exempt. I was like, who replaced Marco Rubio, which happened 10 months ago at this point. I looked it up. Not a real woman. Never heard of her in my life. Her name's like Mary Gordon or some shit like that. I was like, who is that? I've never even seen a picture of this person. Okay. It's impossible.
Megan,
let me know if you can name them all. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of taking shits and doing bits.
Oh, Lord.
I think that a good bit would be, okay, you got 67. Let me try. I'm telling you, it's going to be 3.
Do it right now.
All right. Where is it?
No. It's on Sporkle.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't need the thing. Okay. Washington, Patty Murray and Maria Cantwell.
Oregon,
Jeff Merkley and the other guy who I know what he looks like. California. Really? Nancy Pelosi?
No.
Where's she from?
She is a congresswoman from San Francisco.
Right. She's from San Francisco.
And she's retiring, finally.
I know, I saw that. I forgot. Of course she's a congresswoman. I'm not stupid, Megan. California is, of course, Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh my God.
Adam Schiff. Adam.
There you go. Yes.
And his friend, Barbara Boxer. His friend.
I mean, you know what? I'm going to accept Barbara Boxer because she was at one time a United States. It's been like probably 10 years.
That was a joke. I think my dad knew her.
Stop it.
Arizona, John McCain. Nevada.
Yeah, Arizona only has the one, and it's the corpse of John McCain.
Okay. Bernie Sanders, Vermont.
And you know the other guy from Vermont, too. We just learned it last week.
Oh,
from
yeah.
Jeff.
Boy, Peter Welch.
Yes!
Howard Dean.
This is the best segment we've ever done on the show. I'm obsessed.
New York. Of course, in New York, the answer is Chuck Schumer.
Yay!
And his friend, Julia Louis Dreyfus.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. Okay, Texas, Ted Cruz.
Nailed it.
Or did he leave? Okay.
He's still there,
Ted
unfortunately.
Cruz and his wife.
Yeah.
Michigan.
You're never going to get the person in Michigan. I actually missed that on the Sporkle quiz. I missed Alyssa Slotkin. She's one.
Yeah.
And, but you know the other guy because you rode a plane with the other guy famously.
Rode a plane?
Yes, and you were like, who is that? And then you looked it up, and he's in a.
I don't know.
And then he was. That's how we found out. The headline was "The Loneliest Man in the U.S. and the United States Senate."
Okay,
because he was the only freshman Democrat who got elected that year. His name is Gary Peters.
I know the other one. I know Alyssa Slotkin better because she won't stop fucking texting me, asking for the Democrats to have money.
The reason is that you rode on an airplane with Gary Peters, and then we had a bit about Gary Peters for like 5 years.
Now that you say it, I remember.
That's fine.
What about what are some other states? Larry Craig. Idaho's Larry Craig. I think he was a congressman.
I think we've been doing this for 7 minutes and it's only funny to me.
Susan Collins. Oh.
Yeah, she got one.
Tammy Baldwin.
Yes, cousin of the wizard. Yes. Well, that's at least 67, I would say.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah.
I should have done it the other way around.
Where you name the ones you don't know?
No, I should have done it where I think instead of thinking of the state and then trying to come up with a senator, I should have thought about like senators I know about.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's okay. We'll get them next time.
People I see talking on my phone.
Many people are listening to this segment and thinking, wow, 2 whole years of this? Well done.
Honestly, Megan, this is so much like when I was the film editor at The Stranger, and then I wrote a blog post about how I had gotten Chinatown on DVD from when Netflix would mail you the DVDs, and then it sat on top of my TV for truly 2.5 years.
1,000 years.
And I mentioned that, and then everyone called for my firing.
Yes.
Rightfully so. And then here I am again, doing it again, putting my foot in it again. As allegedly a person qualified to write political opinion pieces for the New York Times. And I couldn't tell you a thing, Megan.
I don't know any of these men.
No. Well,
look, I think you did amazing.
Thanks.
I think our listeners should take the Sporkle quiz. Let us know how many you got. No cheating. No cheating, please. Okay. Then that's the 2 years of Text Me Back in a nutshell, I would say.
I think that was a good segment because in the segment, we recreated the feeling of 2 years passing. Everyone feels as though they've aged 2 years just by having had to listen to that.
And that is what this show is all about, making you feel bad and old.
We got a really funny comment from someone that was like, oh, I started to get depressed when Lindy said she was doing a rebuilding year, but then I listened to it and she did a really bad job of rebuilding, and then it felt relatable and I didn't feel alone anymore. I was like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, somebody wrote and be like, as a crusty person, I wanted Lindy to stay crusty as well.
And
great news.
I
wish. Text Me Back does service journalism. Okay. And we will not uncrustify ourselves to make you all feel better. You're welcome. We're going to take a break. I never told you what else we're going to talk about, but I think we're going to talk about the election really quick because it just happened where we are in space and time. And then we're going to do a normal news that it will probably be 30 seconds long because I genuinely didn't do any searching into this other than watching 3 TikToks about it. And then Lindy has a surprise secret micro segment that she's elected to keep a secret from me.
Yeah.
So, BRB. Okay? BRB. Text Me Back podcast. And we're back. And we're here to talk about politics. Uh-oh. I don't really have a plan for this. It's just that where we are in space and time 2 days ago was this like massive blue wave. I had sort of steeled myself for election night to be kind of a mixed bag, I guess. Like there was some worries about some of the statewide races in New Jersey and some of the statewide races in Virginia. I didn't have any reason to, but I was worried about Zohran Mamdani in New York because you kind of like never know how these things are going to go. Because you can see a lot of enthusiasm online, and sometimes that doesn't translate to actual votes. And like at this point, we don't know what's going to happen with Katie Wilson's candidacy. Like they're still counting the ballots. I think it's going to be really close, which is honest. Can I just say, I'm not here to admonish anyone. Super disappointing. Like Washington State has by far, and I tell you this as a democracy expert, the easiest voting system in the country. It's so easy. There is no excuse not to do it. You put it in the box. You don't even have to leave your house. Okay. Like, so I know none of our listeners would sit out an election such as this. No. I'm just saying.
I don't really know how to articulate this, and I am not a political analyst, as we've established.
Sure.
But when I try to imagine why someone would vote for Bruce Harrell, maybe other cities are like this too, but I feel like in Seattle, there's this like old kind of liberal entrenchment of like, yeah, well, I went to high school with him. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
He's just like the guy that I know. And so, yeah, sure. Of course I'm going to vote. Like, I don't know. There's this like provincial, like, that's the thing I'm familiar with. Mm-hmm. He's a guy I've seen around. And he's from Seattle, and there's something like very stale and stagnant about Seattle politics.
Seattle has had a series of very weird mayors that, with a few exceptions, that really don't match up with the stereotype about Seattle, which is that it's lefty, it's hippie.
Yeah.
Everybody's asking for pronouns at all times of the day and night. Every hour on the hour, you're getting asked your pronouns or whatever. Seattle has a very, generously, I'll say, small c conservative streak. A lot of nanny state tendencies, like Michael Bloomberg-esque, like, oh, we got to tax the sodas, and like that kind of
totally.
Kind of political vibe. They banned lap dances, and it's very conservative and it's very insular. It can be like that, and so it's kind of like what friend of the show Brett Hamill says. He tweeted about this once, like 7 years ago, and I thought it was a real like sociological study, but it's not. He just made it up. But it's so true, which is that like people are more willing to vote for a very lefty candidate if that candidate is going to DC, going away from town, right? But they're a lot more conservative about the elected officials that they elect to run the city. So that's why we end up with like Jenny Durkin and Bruce Harrell. Remember fucking Paul Schell, like literally a Republican? Like, it's so strange. There's a lot of like bootstrap mentality in Seattle, frankly, where it's like, well, why can't you just not be homeless? Why can't you just work really hard? That's what I did, setting aside that all their dads are rich, right? It's a very weird vibe of Seattle where there's a lot of people who I think dream of and want a better world, but don't like the pain points of creating it. I cannot tell you how many white liberals have said, why can't we just buy them a bus ticket? Because it's more than one. Okay. That like ostensibly like vote for Joe Biden or Kamala or whatever. Still think that like the solution to homelessness is just to pack everybody up and make them go be homeless somewhere else. It's like, well, that doesn't actually solve homelessness. That just shuffles homelessness from point A to point B, you see. But of course, I think for a lot of people in Seattle, it's like, I don't actually care. I do not want to see that. And so the pain points of solving the problem are too much, I think, for a lot of people to overcome.
And if you think that, by the way, or if you think that you're being very generous and progressive by saying that you think a great solution is a tiny house village where homeless people get to like live in little coffins with no bathroom or whatever, which like, sure, better than nothing. But are those the two options? Being like, well, you're not good enough for a real house or like a real apartment, which we do have. But we need you to know that symbolically, you have to live in this garden shed.
Yeah.
And be like monitored by a supervisor. I don't know how those work, but I think there's like a staff that like makes sure you're not drinking
like an RA.
or whatever. Like an RA.
So stupid.
Like if you think that unhoused people deserve that, but you don't, you are dehumanizing them as much as any Republican.
I made a video about this for our newsletter, by the way, always free. Newsletter me back, because here in DC, I've talked about this before. DC is in a very unique position. DC is not like any other place in the country. We don't have a governor. We're not a state. Okay. We don't even have control over our own National Guard. You might remember that from January 6th, when the only person who has the authority to call in the DC National Guard is Donald Trump. Did he call them in? No, girl, he did not. So he can like send troops pretty easily into DC because we're a federal district and he doesn't need anybody's permission or whatever. He controls it, right? So one of the first things he said he wanted to do when he became president was the president, of the United States was like, I want to do homeless encampment sweeps throughout the District of Columbia. He just wants to like erase the visibility of homelessness in the city. And it's such a crazy and deranged thing to do. And yet, I think that's been a central pillar of every single mayoral administration in Seattle since I was a kid. That's a very mainstream thing to believe in, even among Democrats in Seattle. And I was like, so again, I get that there's going to be some pain points, but if you're rocking the NIMBY ideology, you are in league with Donald Trump. Like he agrees with you that we should just buy them a bus ticket, whatever the fuck that even means, you know?
Look, I'm just throwing it out there. Say the person living in their RV in front of your house, took a shit on your lawn and you hate that. And I'm sorry, that's gross. Now imagine your next door neighbor who owns the house next door to you. Imagine he came and took a shit on your lawn. Do you think that the government should come with a bulldozer and bulldoze his house down and take all of his stuff and throw it in the garbage? Or do we already have a system? Feel free. Yeah. Call 911. Someone pooped on my lawn. Sorry, we have to go terrorize people and destroy their belongings?
Also, like, one of the reasons that we know that doesn't work is because we've been doing it for like 100 years and it didn't work. So maybe we could just give people apartments. I don't know.
If only there were people who studied this and had data on what's effective and what's not. If only. Because that's the thing. If so when I used to drink, I would get into conversations with random men sitting at bars, and they always are like, well, it's just really complicated and no one knows how to fix it. I would argue that they do. And it's not.
They do know. They don't like the solution because it involves having to be aware of other people and feel empathy for them. And we struggle with that as a nation.
And people have like a revulsion to people who need help. And they want to believe that it's the same as weight loss. It's like they want to believe that like people, like fat people are doing something bad and they're morally bad. And therefore, I was just gonna say that, yeah. And like people who are poor or people who are unhoused or whatever, or who are struggling with addiction or any number of things, that like they did something wrong and you did something right. And therefore, if they are helped collectively by the community or by the government, that's not fair to you somehow.
Yeah, it takes something from you.
Yeah, because you're good and they're bad.
I think one of the most deep-seated myths upon which this country is founded, like that just lives, I think, in all Americans' DNA to a certain degree, is that poverty is a personal failing, right? Yeah. And then everything that stems out from there is because of something that you did, that it's your fault, right? When like a lot of people, potentially most people who end up unhoused have jobs. It's not a matter of working hard or not working hard. That's really not what it's about at all. And same is true for lots of other oppressed groups that are frequently blamed for the troubles that happen in their communities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think it's so interesting when you have somebody like Zoran Mamdani or Katie Wilson come and say, it doesn't have to be like this, like there is enough money and resources in this city to provide people the help that they need. To see the people come out of the woodwork to kind of like be the parents from Get Out, to be like, look, I'd vote for Zoran Mamdani for a third term if I could, but who's going to pay for it? It's always like some shit like who's going to pay for it. And I know we don't need to get into who's going to pay for it on this podcast, but it's so interesting because we have figured out ways to pay for so many things. Okay. Including
so many things.
Brand new ballroom for our president. Okay.
We've got stadiums. We've got wars. We can't have apartments. We can't have food. There's
no money for food. We sent $20 billion to Argentina, and you're telling me we don't have any apartments? Is that what you're telling me?
What?
You know what I'm saying? And it's always like those well-meaning liberals, quote unquote, who are just like, well, hey, sounds great, but how are we gonna? It's like, well, I guess you wouldn't know because you've literally never tried. In your 50 years in public service, you've never given it a shot. That's why you don't know the answer to that question.
Why don't you look it up? Why don't you go? Someone already figured it out. Why don't you go read the report? What if you really want to know? Washington has 15 billionaires or something. No state income tax.
Not a dime.
Meanwhile, yesterday, Roya came storming into the dining room during breakfast. And Roya is a freelance theater producer. She helps people bring their show to fruition and tour and whatever, get grants. And Roya comes into the room. She says, I just got an email that says that starting on X date, anyone who sells tickets to a webinar or an online class has to charge sales tax now.
Oh my God.
And it's like,
oh my fucking God, dude.
She's like, I have to do sales tax for my webinar.
Oh my God.
You guys, I don't know if that's the solution.
Meanwhile, gang, Jeff Bezos's boat has a boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Jeff Bezos's boat had a baby. And it's a smaller boat. And he doesn't have to pay tax on any of the boats. So
Jeff Bezos's helicopter that lives on his boat is piloted by a smaller helicopter.
And he gets to claim both of those helicopters as dependents for a tax break. Okay.
This is not exactly the same, but it's like it's the same feeling, which is that yesterday in my algorithm, I got served a video or a news story or something about lowering my pet's carbon paw print. Hey man, how about there's
not
something
the one
else we could
it.
do? This is not Barry's fault. You will not put this on Barry's pumpkin shoulders.
I just got served an ad. I was watching something on Peacock. I was watching a terrible show called Yes Chef, which I know I'm not going to be able to finish. It doesn't make any sense and it's very stupid. And I thought it might be good because, who doesn't love Jose Andres and Martha Stewart? The show, the conceit of it's nonsense. Anyways, I got served an ad being like, oh, food needs in Washington state are increasing. That's why Amazon has been helping out West Seattle Food Bank. And we've expanded our program to Kent and Federal Way. And we'll keep giving food until the need isn't there anymore. And it's also passive. Like, oh, people in Washington need food. And we're going to keep giving food until they don't need it anymore. If only we could find out why it is that people don't have fucking food. And it's literally because of Amazon and their employment practices and how they pay dick. First of all, Amazon barely employs anyone. They go through contractors. So it's harder for those people to unionize against Amazon as actual. So they're not actual workers of Amazon. They're third party contractors of some other company. Right. So that makes it harder. And they get paid dick to bring us shit 24 hours after we order it, as if I don't need it that fast. I really don't. Nobody does. Nobody on earth needs it within 24 hours. And I know a lot of you are listening to it and thinking, oh, but Meagan, what about this one exception? I did need it within 24 hours. I don't want to hear from you. I'm not talking about you.
Look, we used to do without it. We used to do without it.
You used to be fine. You would just go to Fred Meyer and buy it or wherever the fuck. Okay.
Yeah,
anyways. So to sit there and be like, well, I guess we'll just keep giving away food until people don't need food anymore. And who could say what is the causes? You're the cause.
And I'm sure that's a tax write-off for them to give away food.
Here's my spiciest take. Private charity shouldn't exist at all. Every example of a direct services nonprofit is an example of a massive government failure. And we all just act like it's fucking normal. It's not normal to get basic human services from the fucking Catholic Church. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like, why do we have food banks? People should just have food. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's just everything about it is so psycho. It's just like why is any of the whole nonprofit industrial complex, that whole infrastructure exists because the government isn't meeting people's needs, and celebrities and rich people take advantage of it for a tax write-off. And then we all say, oh, isn't Billie Eilish amazing? She gave away $11 million. Why does Billie Eilish have $11 million to give away? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Anyways, just one woman's take.
Yeah. And then people say like, well, that's not the government's job. Sorry. What is the government's job?
It's the Pope's job? Is it the Pope's job?
Sorry, what is the government? What is the government then? What is the government?
You tell me. What is the government if it's not to provide me with assistance in exchange for the money that I pay them? Hello? Hello? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's better for Jeff Bezos to pick and choose which charities he wants to support instead of the government just covering all of it? Keep me posted. I don't like it. Anyway,
I don't like it.
Can I say this just about Election Day? I was ready for that to be a mixed bag, and I was so encouraged and so happy, even though like not every Democrat that won is like my favorite person, but it's such a good portent for the future, I hope. Is this durable? I don't know. Our country has very short attention spans, but I think what is encouraging about it is that clearly there were a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump who aren't necessarily a part of the MAGA movement. And unfortunately, I believe we need those people to get out of this mess. And if Tuesday was any indication, there's a lot of people who are pretty disgusted by what's going on, what they're seeing, everything. I mean, I think a lot of people think that like, oh, some of the stuff Donald Trump is doing is popular. It's not true. He's like the least popular president we've ever had on every issue, including ones that might surprise you, like including immigration. You know, like there's a lot of people who have like, who I strongly disagree with on immigration, who think, oh, well, they should follow the rules. They should wait in line. By the way, there is no line. If I can dispel any myth on this podcast, may I dispel the myth that there's some sort of line that immigrants get into and wait to become citizens. It's not a deli. Okay. All right. There's no line. Anyway, but even those people are like, well, I don't think I really signed up for indiscriminate snatching of people off the street. I don't really care for that. But anyway, congrats to Zohran Mamdani, who, by the way, won his election on the same day that Dick Cheney ate shit and died. What a beautiful poem. What a beautiful poem.
And that's
politics.
Politics Corner.
I hope you liked that. I feel like it was weird.
Well, it was, the brief was, we celebrate the election of Zohran Mamdani. And then
then something else happened.
Yeah.
I do celebrate the election of Zohran Mamdani.
Of course we do.
What a beautiful campaign that was, you know? Like, it just was like, it was so affirming. Like, by the way, I think this is something that we tend to do too. We put all of our hopes and dreams in a candidate. They don't deliver right away. Then we immediately get pissed. I say, let the man cook. Let him cook. You know, I think it's going to take a minute for him to get it together. He might end up being disappointing, but I think there are just people waiting in the wings to shout that like he didn't do what he promised he was going to do immediately. Right. And I just would say like we should not fall for that. Like I think it's going to take some time. The problems that are bearing down upon us are immediate and scary, but we won't be able to resolve them with the same immediacy. So what we really need to be thinking about is building a durable long-term movement. Like that's what I mean before is like, I feel like we tend to have a lot of voters in the States have short-term memories. And so it's like, well, it's just kind of based on how people are feeling every 4 years. Instead, we really need to be kind of like committed to a longer term project. I think I don't know how to get more casual voters to feel that way. And also, I don't get paid enough to figure that out. But as far as all of us are concerned, we still need to hold people accountable, but really start thinking about like a long term vision as opposed to like, oh, this problem didn't get solved immediately, so this was a failure. You're never going to get anything fixed that way. That's why Seattle still does not have a monorail expansion. You know what I mean?
Despite the letter that I wrote to Norm Rice when I was in the 3rd grade.
By the way, was Norm Rice a good mayor? I just have like affection for him because he was the first mayor I remember.
He wrote back to my letter. He said,
that's nice.
Good idea. Not right now.
maybe 50 years now.
I drew a picture of the monorail that I was envisioning for him. He just still decided not to do it. But
that's great, huh? That's politics. We'll be right back with Lindy's surprise micro segment.
Welcome back to Text Me Back podcast. We got 2 quickie little baby segments, and then we're going to set you free. Or 1 little quickie little baby segment if it turns out to be a big baby. If it's an 11-pounder, we're going to go out on that. But
8 pounds, 5 ounces could be twins. We don't know.
We can squeeze in twins. Yeah. All right. It's time for everyone's favorite segment. It's called Lindy's Surprise Micro Segment, and here's the theme song.
Crazy lady living in a bag.
She did it.
That's right. It's Crazy Lady Living in a Bag, Lindy's Surprise Micro Segment, a new segment we're calling Too Much Flavor. Now, normally, this is a pet peeve of mine, actually. When people eat something that's good and then they say,
I know exactly what you're going to say.
It's too rich. Oh, I can only have 1 bite.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Right? It's too, I couldn't eat very much of that. It's so intense or whatever.
And it's like just a everyday chocolate cake. Oh, yeah. It's so rich. Shut up.
Because, you could argue that you're just speaking your truth. No, it affects me because I've never in my life gotten to eat an entire creme brulee because it always has to be for the table. I can take down a creme brulee and I would like to.
I have never heard of something so deranged as a creme brulee for the table.
Oh, maybe people are doing diet culture to me, Megan. The veil has been lifted. I feel like I'm never allowed to have my own single serving creme brulee.
That's disgusting. I would never do that to you.
Thank you.
I totally get what you mean. I feel like I can actually remember the only time it's ever happened to me, and I was with you, and I felt ashamed because you and I have talked about this a lot. Okay? Because I think that everyone's fucking lying. People just want an excuse not to finish the dessert for other reasons. I mean, like talk about, it's too rich. Like, oh, shut up, loser. But one time, you and I think Aham was there, went to the restaurant at the Edgewater because it been a long time since I was in Seattle, and I was like, I just want to be by the water.
Yeah,
I was locked in Missouri at the time.
Yeah,
and we went, and I got the lobster mac and cheese, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And I ate half of it, and I was like, what is this feeling I'm feeling? And I was like, oh my God, it's too rich.
Uh-oh.
And I couldn't believe it because I was like, I didn't ever believe anyone was actually experiencing food as being too rich. I thought they were all lying. And yet here I was like, oh my God, I can't finish this. It's too rich. And I'm going to have to say that to Lindy, one of the top haters of too rich.
I would forgive you. Look, as we've established, I see the real you and I perceive you accurately. And I know who you are. And so I'm sure I wasn't offended, but generally I do think that there's something performative happening, where people don't want to say that they don't want to have that many calories or whatever. Like what they mean is like, this is so delicious that it's triggering my shame that's been instilled in me by the carceral state known as diet culture.
Yes.
And I should caveat, of course, I've in my lifetime had a thing or two that are too rich. You know, like I've had a lobster bisque that was a straight pool of cream.
Yeah, sure.
Which I like, but you know, you can't eat eventually your insides start to say,
ouch.
Ouch. Okay.
Owie, owie, wow, wow.
So, you know, but those are the exceptions that prove the rule, you know?
Sure.
Rarely when someone declares something to be too rich, do I agree, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
However, Meagan.
Yes.
I ate a chip the other day.
Go on.
And it's chip known as Ruffles. Queso flavored.
Oh.
And I don't know if there's a difference between if there's like this one had Spanish on the label. So I don't know if it's a different product for a Spanish speaking market, perhaps made in Mexico.
Ruffles sabor.
Sí.
Spanish for flavor.
Perhaps Hecho and Mexico.
Sure.
I opened this bag of Ruffles sabor. The laws of physics have been obliterated. The amount of flavor that has been contained within this small chip, it boggles the mind. It defies the brain. I ate this chip and I thought to myself, too much flavor. Meagan, there's too much flavor in this chip.
No.
This chip, yeah. And now, did I eat the bag of chips? Yes. And yeah, like it was good. It's good. It's good. I wasn't defeated by the chips, but the chips continue to have too much flavor throughout. I think they objectively have too much flavor.
Yeah.
And I really I couldn't believe
sabor.
See, I couldn't believe what I was tasting. I just like, and it made me question, like, who am I? Do I really know myself?
Yeah. Is this menopause?
Are my taste buds going through the change of life?
Yeah.
I don't know, but Meagan, I just want to know if anyone else out there has had the sabor of the queso flavored Ruffles Hecho en Mexico, because that blew my ass to the moon.
Not the ass.
Not literally.
Double
I mean, like,
cheeked up.
Hella
on a Thursday.
Ass.
Hella ass.
On the moon on a Thursday afternoon.
Damn. Well, if you're the Frito-Lay Corporation, get in touch. What the hell? On the telefono.
Did you add mas sabor to the Ruffles?
Did you?
Or is it the same amount of sabor as before? I just don't know. I mean, this was like beyond a talkie level.
Oh.
Because I will say that a talkie is too much flavor. And I have
never had a talkie.
Well,
I'm too scared.
It's like a bullet that pierces your tongue, made of like citric acid and powdered beef. I just like, it's crazy.
And they like that?
And the kids like it. Yeah, I don't know.
Let us know if you've experienced el mas sabor in Los Ruffles.
I just wanted to say that I ate some chips. They had too much flavor. Okay. So if you've eaten those chips and you thought they had too much flavor, can you reassure me that I'm not doing diet culture and that I'm just having menopause? Thank you. Megan, is it time for...
It's the road, dude. This ain't no state property. This is private property.
No. Sorry, I was looking for normal
Here, I got
news.
it.
Oh, here it is.
I got it.
Okay.
Normal news.
Yeah, just real quick. I didn't read an article about this. I don't really know what's going on. I was scrolling my TikTok as I do. I got served a video. Sometimes this thing happens on TikTok where you get served a video and you're like waiting for the punchline, because I don't get anything across my timeline that is like sincere. Okay. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so clearly it was about Mormons, but I was like waiting for the joke to reveal itself. But then it turns out I just was getting served content from Mormons. And I was like, uh-oh, what's this? Why am I, what? We took a wrong turn somewhere, algorithm. You've led me astray. And this woman pops up on my For You page, by the way, wearing a Johnny Depp t-shirt that said like, trust Johnny or something. So right away I was like, what? I await the punchline, but off to a bad start with this comedy video, ma'am. Ooh. It wasn't a comedy video. She was going to a store that they have at, I guess, Salt Lake City called Deseret to get her new underpants, because the Mormons have changed the rules about underpants, and now women are allowed to wear tank tops.
Under their clothes.
Under their clothes.
So they're still not allowed to show their armpits to the
don't be
wild.
Disgusting. Don't be disgusting, Lindy. And she waited in line for hours to get these tank tops, which she finally purchased. And I was like, well, that was weird. I don't know why I got served that, but bye. So I kept scrolling. 8 videos later, here comes another white lady talking about, hey guys, come with me to Deseret. And I was like, is that not the same word that other lady said about the underpants? And I was like, now why am I in Deseret? And what is Deseret? And what is going on here? And it's
Deseret sounds like a little sexy girl cactus that you hop on in Mario in Super Mario Brothers.
Anyways, so she goes to frickin' Deseret thinking, oh, I'll just hop in, hop out with my underwear tank tops. But no, there's a big ass long line. By the way, these people, sorry, I should have done a trigger warning. Sorry, content warning. I'm talking about Mormons. But anyways, they're all in line for hours. They've got their kids rolling around in the grass out in front of the Deseret. I was like, oh my God. It looked like they were getting those little buzzers that you get when you go to Applebee's, and they're like, we'll buzz it when your table's ready. It looked like it was that. So they got buzzed and it was like, your underpants. Come get your underpants. And all these women were like, oh, finally, I can get my underwear tank top. I'm so excited. And they were so pumped. And I was like, what is happening? Like, when does the joke happen? Because this is not funny. This is so weird. And basically, I guess, and again, I did not look into this because I don't want to indicate to my computer that I care about this at all. Yeah. But what I understand happened here is that they checked in with Big GD and they were like, are we good on the tank tops? And he was like, capital H-E was like, yes, women can wear tank tops now. I changed my mind. Let everybody know. And then the church manufactures the underpants. Yeah. And then you have to buy the underpants directly from the church.
Maybe so someone blesses the underpants?
I don't even think they do that. You just have to give Deseret $25 for a tank top or something. But I don't know. I know we have a lot of ex-Mormon listeners, so let me know what you know about the underpants. But I was like, why am I getting dragged into this? I wear tank tops all the time. I dress like a straight up pig every time I leave my house and nothing happens to me. You know what I mean?
It seems a little bit counter to the trad wife homesteader ethos, and obviously not all trad wives are Mormon or whatever, but you should be allowed to make your own underwear, special underwear. Yeah, as long as you fulfill the brief, you know?
I wonder what the rules are there. Interestingly enough, God decided that the LDS church can make a bunch more money off of underpants. So congrats. I will say that the women seemed really happy about it. So that's nice.
I bet. Wearing a t-shirt under all your clothes for your whole life. Every day in the desert?
There's no way they do that. Come on.
They do
Everybody's lying,
do.
right?
No,
but surely everyone's just lying.
No. It's against God's law to lie.
Anyway, that's my normal news / TikTok digest. That's what's going on. New underwear just dropped at the Deseret. I'll see you guys there. So good.
Thanks, Hal.
Normal news. I love how they say it.
That's by one of our esteemed Jingleheimers, Hal. And our opening normal news jingle is, of course, by Kingleheimer Steven, who has submitted multiple jingles, making him a Kingleheimer.
Well, it's over. The show's over.
Hey, really quick, could we sincerely say thank you to everyone who has supported this show for 2 years, everyone who sent in jingles, everyone who has participated in the Discord, who subscribes to the Patreon. Can we go all the way back? Can we thank Isolde and Jeannie and Brandy for getting this thing off the ground? And
don't forget Marshall.
We got producer Allie.
Ooh,
we got
Queen Alert.
We got Lauren over here getting us guest spots on other podcasts. We got Big Ron mentoring us. Mm-hmm. We got Luke and Andrew. We got digital strategist Chance Nichols,
who we haven't seen in a year. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. But thank you, all of you. And to celebrate, we put out our weirdest and potentially worst episode yet. So thank you for subscribing to our Patreon.
Mayflay J. Luo for the music, and to the crazy lady living in a bag. And you know what? Most of all, Megan, I'd like to thank you for doing No, Megan. I really because I can't believe that you are willing to do this with me. It is so fun, and it's like my dream.
I'm bearing down under the strain. You know what it is.
No,
it's so fun to make the podcast. I feel like I've said this a million times, but everything sucks so much. You know what I mean? Like a lot. And so it's really nice for me personally to know that there's like this one time a week where I don't have to think about that. Or I hate it when I accidentally say that the show is escapist, because I don't want it to be that necessarily, but I just like to know that there will be at least 1 hour out of my week where I will be laughing and feeling good, even if we're talking about something that is difficult.
Yeah.
And the best thing that we hear from all of you is that it helps you get through it as well. So that really makes me happy. I love making it with Lindy. We've been talking about doing this since high school, as I think you all know. And it really exceeds my expectations, because what we were cooking up in high school was not good. It was not funny at all.
Oh, maybe here's what we should go out on for our bicentennial episode. We should do our classic segment, our first segment we ever thought up in high school, which is, of course, Who's Talking Now?
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 Who's talking now? I just feel like I think our voices are so distinct.
I agree. I would never be confused. Except actually that's not true, because sometimes when I am doing the edit notes, I'm like,
is that true?
Every once in a while I can't tell who said something.
Sometimes the auto transcriber gets us confused. And we'll put me as you or whatever.
And we'll put me as you.
Yeah.
Who's talking
Who's
now?
Talking now?
Who's talking now?
I mean, our laughs are very different. So if one of us laughs, you can tell.
But no, really, thanks for, on top of day job, trying to save the Supreme Court and the Republic itself. And then you come do this with me. And I just want to say that I know you hate this, but I'm going to be corny. I've always thought you were a huge star, and I just couldn't wait for... From our first electric moment in the Garfield High School gym, I was like, that's the funniest person alive. I gotta get her on a podcast.
You said, you know what somebody should invent? A little pocket held audio machine. They should call it the iPod, and we should cast talking on it. They should call them podcasts. And you, ma'am, you should be on one. That's what you said. I was so crazy. I remember it so well because I was like, wow, she sounds like frickin' Marty McFly over here.
That's right.
No, I always thought that you were the funniest person who ever lived. And I'm so grateful to have you in my life because you are so funny. And I think it's been a real joy as your friend to watch other people discover that about you too, because, you're just like so funny and so talented, and not everyone would know by looking at you because you can be very quiet. You were a little bit like that in high school. What did we say in the first episode? You were very concave. Yes. So, and you're not like that anymore, but also I just am so delighted always that you developed a writing career where everyone just gets to read and experience you because you're such a gem.
Meagan, that's so nice.
Even though I hate you a great deal.
Yeah. I don't hate you at all, Meagan, but that's okay. That's just part of the fun dynamic. And
that's the dynamic of the show.
Also, you know what's cool about you is that you're so funny. I really feel, and I don't mean physically, I mean like mentally, like I really feel like a big sort of shambling blob. Like, and that's not me being self-deprecating. Like, I'm just kind of like, oh, like
legitimately disintegrating. Yeah, no, it's okay.
I mean, like, even like my sense of humor, like I'm kind of like saying whatever, blah, 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 I didn't plan this out. And I think of you as being so sharp, and like it comes across in your sense of humor and the ways that you are funny that I think are very different from the ways that I'm funny. And like, you're very like precise, and you're always saying like the perfect detail, just like nailing it with needle precision, surgical precision. But then it also carries over into the other parts of your life. Like, Meagan, I couldn't name 4 senators, Meagan. Like the amount of like actual concrete knowledge that stays in your brain and like you can keep organized and that you understand. And then like you're a lawyer, and then you do a real job where you like run meetings. And then like, I'm just like a big bowl of mashed potatoes over here.
You're a New York Times best-selling bowl of mashed potatoes, ma'am.
Yeah. I have high self-esteem about my career. I just am always really impressed. But I'm always really impressed by your razor sharp mind, both comedically and in general. I just like can't believe how much stuff you know and can remember. You play the game. You act like we're both pig people, but come on.
I feel like I'm regressing though. Like I had this like brief 10-year window where I felt like I was feeling pretty sharp, and now I'm like, yeah. What's the word for, what is it? And then the word I'm looking for is like pat. You know, I'm like,
you did forget the name of Tidings the other day, so that's good to know.
Yeah, it's humiliating. Yeah. And also, you know what I feel like I'm really losing is my ability to recognize people. Maybe I should go to the brain doctor. I'm not sure, but I used to be so good at that. And someone will be like, Meagan, and I'll be like, oh girl. Yeah. Whoever you are. And we've met like 80 times, you know?
Well, if it makes you feel better, in true Text Me Back style, I did see a headline this morning and I didn't read the article, but it said that they found 2 drugs that reverse Alzheimer's in mice. So,
yeah, unfortunately, you know what the one I saw was that long walks help people reverse the signs of Alzheimer's. And I was like, boo, shut the fuck up. Eat shit, losers. I'd rather forget my whole family. Thanks. Pass.
But we'll never forget you, our listeners.
Yeah.
So thank you
our
for
listeners.
2 magical years of Text Me Back podcast.
We thank you. And to you we say, mwah. I'm so sweaty. Every day, every Thursday for 2 years, I get so sweaty.